Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. I recently wrote an article on priest decks for Hearthstone top decks, and while I was doing research for that article, I looked into Spiteful Priest, and I started to wonder, Spiteful Priest just didn't seem to perform very well, especially when it came to higher ranks. Spiteful Priest was like doing okay in very low ranks, but the higher you went, the performance of the deck simply plummeted. And looking at various lists that people are playing with Spiteful Priest, I came to the conclusion they are too greedy. There were tons of lists with like double Free from Amber, Grand Archivist, double Cabal Shadow Priest. Just tons of top-end stuff. But top-end stuff doesn't keep you alive in Hearthstone. Hearthstone is a tempo-based game. Okay, it's great that you have a plan that is able to create a lot of value, able to pressure control decks, able to swing games, but you still need to survive the early game as well. And after comparing all sorts of lists on what kind of Spiteful Priest people are playing, I decided that it's time to brew my own. And here it is. I'm not claiming it's a super novel invention. Basically what I've done is I've cut the extra greed from this deck, and I've teched it for the Giggling Inventor meta with Blood Knight and Mossy Horror, and I dropped in some Nightmare Amalgams so that we have some guaranteed good powerful 3-drops coming into play. It's a Kelazet build. There are variants with or without Kelazet, but this one is a Kelazet build. I still strongly prefer the Kelazet builds. I don't think the non-Kelazet builds have a strong enough turns 1 and 2 that they would be better than just using Kelazet in it. And this deck has Camellios in it, because I think Camellios is a great card, especially for these types of mid-range decks. And another interesting thing is, when I looked at the statistics, is that the majority of people, depending on deck, it was from 70% to 98% of players, are using Camellios wrong. Because you never keep Camellios in your mulligan. Camellios is not an early game card. And in the first few turns you don't even particularly care what the opponent has in their hand. So the scouting information that Camellios gives you just isn't that useful compared to the price that you pay in the lower consistency of getting your cards that you want to drop on curve. What Camellios does in an excellent fashion is being a late game card or mid game card. You draw it, then you start getting information, okay, what are the cards that my opponent is holding? And some of them will be powerful, and then you can use Camellios to play that card when it becomes that powerful card. So that's how this deck came to be. And how does it work? Well, in the mulligan, you're looking for the Cleric, you're looking for Kelazet. Then if you're up against aggro, you want the Duskbreaker. If you're up against control, you want a little bit more value, especially Glimmerroot Amalgam, so that you could drop Cleric, Kelazet, Glimmerroot on curve or something like that. If you know that the opponent is very, very slow, you might even consider keeping stuff like Spiteful Summoner, just to have that on hand to be able to play that immediately. Spiteful Priest it's a mid-range deck. You have a little bit slow start, but then you swing it back with your good 3-drops and with the Duskbreaker or with the Scale Worm. So on 4 you typically have a proactive play, either board clear or rush, that you can use to swing it back if you're facing something more aggressive. And after that you just start to build on Scale Veins and Spitefuls and the spells. You have some stealing capabilities in the deck. There's 2 copies of Mind Control, so that's 2 minions that you can steal, and also there's Twilight Acolytes and 1 copy of Cabal Shadow Priest, so you can do once the Acolyte Cabal combo, unless the Acolyte is Kelazet buffed, because if it's Kelazet buffed it has 3 attacks, so then the combo no longer works. So ideally you're holding on to a non-Kelazet Acolyte for the Cabal and using the other one for tempo, for example if you have drawn one without Kelazet buff and one with it. You want to play minions depending on the opponent. You might want to go wide or might not want to go too wide. Mind Control Tech is a card that is very prevalent in the current meta, so often your ideal board is like 3 minions and then 3 powerful minions and apply pressure with those and then refill as needed. And with the tools available in this deck, you should be fairly comfortable taking on quite a large variety of matchups really. You have a lot of pressure in this deck, you have a lot of value in this deck. Against aggression, you just need to be very careful about surviving and getting those swing turns. Against control, you try to find those threats and play those threats so that you never overextend, so that you can always refill the board again and again. Overall, I found this very fun deck to play and quite effective too, and I think this build fixes the most common issues that the common Spiteful Priest decks have right now, which is that they are being way too greedy, and I think this hits just the right balance. I hope you enjoyed the deck as much as I did, and as always I've prepared a bunch of gameplay material of this deck for you, so let's go take a look at it in action. Yuhaball! Just subscribed for 2 months in a row. Thank you so much. He played at least a little bit of it. I mean, he streams so late that I often check him for like 10 minutes. Does the druid have wild growth? I mean, he doesn't have wild growth. Ha! What kind of druid is this? Doesn't even have wild growth. Haha. No wild growth. What kind of druid are you, mister? Well, wild growth is definitely a card that you have in your deck. Now I have wild growth too. Now it's just a matter of, do I ramp or... Are you going to rat that for 3? That was surprising. This time I can't ramp and play other stuff, and I think I want stuff on the board. So I'll just jam that chain gang over there. He could coin the nourish now. Just needs Spiteful now. Yeah, I was thinking whether I save this for card draw later on, or whether I use it for ramp. I don't know why he is so afraid of the minions. Really. These minions aren't that scary. Right? Because now I could ramp. I think I'll play the Glimmer Root first and see what I get. Well, I assume he has Naturalize in that deck. And he does. We're going to make him burn some cards. We're going to make him burn some cards here. Do I have use for 7 mana next turn? He might have Nourishing Duo card. It could be. Or he could have like Ultimate Infestation. And he wants to lower his hand, makes his hand size smaller, so that he can play it as soon as possible. I think we ramp. I was considering saving that for draw, but I think ramp is good. Because now I could like top deck Spiteful and play it. Does he have Spreading Plague? Because he has Spreading Plague. That's problematic for me to deal with. I mean, if I play the Chain Gang out there, and he plays Spreading Plague, and I could like kill it all with... No, I couldn't even kill it all with the Duskbreaker. I think I need to leave this with the 3 minion board. Could have MC tech. Yeah, but 5 really small minions, I'm not that afraid of MC tech. I just want to use Naturalize when I can use it to burn cards. I feel like that's important to me. In goes the Scale Worm. Boom. Kelleset can be sacrificed. Scale Worm can be healed. These minions can hit face a little bit. I still don't get what he's trying to accomplish here. I mean, I guess it's coin UI, right? I don't even know. But I'll play another Chain Gang. He's keeping such a small hand size. It's still not a perfect UI hand. Although I guess with some Arcane Tyrants it's probably pretty good. Oh, his hand is already full. So I get... he burns one card from this and I get to burn 2 more. Well, that's how we roll. We kill that off. And we burn another 2 cards. Double apple bombs? Is it a Taunt Druid? What? When is the last time anyone saw a Taunt Druid? So I guess there's no weapon then. So I can play the Harrison. Then I want the Harrison out there. I mean, I'm guessing with the double apple bombs that it's taunts. It's Taunt Druid. But he still has the Lich King, he still has the Hadronox. He still has this good stuff. He only lost 3 taunts, none of which are essential. Lich King is essential, Hadronox is essential. Oh, he spins to naturalize. Well, he has the cubes, of course, too. Already has a cube in hand, too. I haven't found Spitefuls, I haven't found Cabal, I haven't found Mind Controls. I wanted that stuff. I really wanted that stuff. Mind Control on Lich King wins this game. But if I can't find it... These are Geleset buff, but this one isn't. So I have 3 out of 15. Echo Cabalis win. Maybe. I get to kill that one. But I would need, I mean, Cabal Shadow Priest to Mind Control. I need some of that stuff. I need it before he starts making big boards. I need it before he kills off the Lich King. Because allowing the Lich King to live is so bad too. And I couldn't get it. This is a problem. 14 cards left, including all 3 win conditions for this matchup. How about that? I think I'm going for the Twilight Acolyte play here. Mossy. Yeah, but no, that's not good enough. I like this better. This answers a Hadronox Naturalize board. I have that Mossy, but what I really want to do with this is to use it to steal things. I know he has Witching Hour in hand, I know he has Cube in hand. So Witching Hour Cube is coming down next turn. And I have the other Acolyte. This Acolyte has 2 attack, but I'm saving this for Cabal. But now I can steal this Lich King. So he plays Witching Hour Cube. But then I can silence that cube. I'm taking this Lich King here. These can attack, so I kind of want to get rid of them. I can push 8 to face. And he's going to play Witching Hour Cube. But I can silence his cube.
I've got the beast in my sight.
He runs Big Game Hunter in that deck? Well, that's a surprise. I know he has Witching Hour and Cube both in hand. I know he does. He gets 1 Lich King, he gets 4 Ironwood Golems. Oh, he has Anti-Magic Shell in hand too. But he can't Witching Hour Cube into Anti-Magic Shell. Yeah, Cleric... My own Anti-Magic Shell is to play this turn, right? No, I play his Anti-Magic Shell. I'll hold on to my own Anti-Magic Shell. That's a better play. I'm playing his Anti-Magic Shell now. Do I care where this goes? I guess not too much. I want to take away the armor. Then he will have to use another branching paths to gain armor in order to even let his minions attack. He stole my Shadow Priest. So Mind Control is the only steal I have left. He gets the Lich King back, of course. And he can Branching Path so he can attack. So I need to silence the cube. He still has another Witching Hour, another cube, right? Probably. Now with the Cabal gone, I could simply use the Acolyte. Do I need another Anti-Magic Shell here? Because I absolutely need to silence the cube. He needs to play a Branching Path for... no, he has Anti-Magic Shell. That's a problem. I need to silence this. But I need to play the Anti-Magic Shell now. And kill off what I can. He has an Anti-Magic Shell. He also has a Witching Hour and Cube left. He can still get double Lich Kings from the next Resurrect. If he just gets a bunch of these fellows. So he has one more Resurrect round to go. I haven't found Spitefuls, I haven't found Mind Control. I can do double Duskbreaker in this next Resurrect round, which will kill off all the Ironwood Golems that spawn. The current Ironwood Golems cannot attack. I can do Acolyte into Mossy to kill the Primordial Drake. Does he run double Witching Hour, by the way? Not all of them do anymore. I'm not going to attack with these minions yet. He can't activate these with anything else than using the branching paths. Hero Power doesn't activate these to attack yet, so they weaken his potential Witching Hour plays. One Witching Hour was relatively common at one point. Look at this Resurrect, by the way. He got the double Lich King Resurrect. Ouch. And I can't find the second Mind Control. Because I would have to Mind Control the cube. There were plenty of these Ironwood Golems in the pool. And then there was those two Lich Kings and that one Primordial Drake. So there's at least one Anti-Magic Shell in hand right now. Yeah, I won't be able to Anti-Magic Shell the cube after that, you're right. So I think I lost.
Right away.
I think I just lost the game. He can do Doom Pact into Anti-Magic Shell too. This was unbelievably bad luck. I mean, this is a heavily favored matchup. At least 8 times out of 10. So actually losing that matchup was pretty solid. Sometimes. No Spitefuls, no Steals, no Free from Ember even. Nothing in the top 16 cards of my deck. But yeah, that is one of the most heavily favored matchups there is for this deck, so obviously feels really bad to lose it. Warrior on the other hand, Sho was playing Tempo Warrior. Someone would like to be my friend again. No, I really don't want to be their friend. Let me get this straight. He executed a Nochar Cleric. Who executes a Nochar Cleric? Who executes a Nochar Cleric? This probably Sho's list. Sho was playing Tempo Warrior. Well, I developed the Twilight Drake. That recent opponent is very insistent on being my friend. But no, I'm not falling for that. Or what is this build? I mean, it's not a Taunt Warrior because he would have played... Could it be some kind of Recruit Warrior? I think I don't dare to execute the Acolyte. Now I'm really uncertain about what kind of warrior deck this is. Feels Dead Man's Hand. Yeah, it could be. I'll give him that one draw. And I'll play Scale Bane. He can have Warpath. Lots of things he can have. But can't double Warpath into execute. Darius, none of the rush minions do much here.
What now?
More Blood Razoring. Interesting. Taking a ton of damage too. I think I'll drop Twilight Drake and heal this up a little bit. Then I don't have a Dragon Activator for my things, but it should be fine at this point. If he clears the board, I'll just go Spiteful Summon the next turn. If he doesn't, I don't. Because I don't want to play in the brawl. Now I don't have those dragon activators, but there's still plenty of dragons left in the deck. Going for that mech discover now seems pretty awkward. And that's my dragon activator. I don't think I want to put more stuff on this board. Let's just do this. Okay, he's going to brawl this board. Can I win the brawl? Drywisker Armor. Drywisker Armor wins brawls. Okay, then we play the Spiteful. That Drywisker Armor, that 1 in 3 chance to win that brawl.
This will be gruesome.
Oh, this was unfortunate. Not the 8-drop you want to see. Can't just let him back into the game? Maybe. But now he needs... Now he needs a plan to deal with the board. Alright. Well, I could execute the Acolyte to deny card draw. And then I could push 13 to face. Anti-Shadow Deadman's Hand build. Alright. I think I'm executing this now. I'll give him more card draw. Well, although he might have like Harrison or something to draw more cards anyway. He push this. Need to try to keep the pressure up. I mean, I would have enjoyed Blood Knight or Mossy, but I think I'll take Boom. Let's see which Boom hero power I'm gonna get this turn. It's Boom time. Discover a mech. It has potential. Beryllium Nullifier. Sure, we pick up a Beryllium Nullifier here. Yeah, I was hoping one fun sword deal 1 damage to everything, but you don't always get what you wish for. I can afford to play 1 Amalgam here. Oh, yeah, that's a mech. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, McMozzie, you're right. I forgot I had to rush. I should have rushed down the Eternium Rover. I made a mistake. Let's see if I'm going to pay for that. Yeah, I forgot that that's a mech too. Alright, well, it's fine, it's fine. I didn't lose too much here. 1 damage to all enemies. Not that impressive.
Revenge.
I don't want him to get any value from weapon removal. I'm going to magnetize into that one. Let's make a 6/12 that cannot be targeted. I have the Zep Cannon too. And this time I have the Mossy. Okay. We're pushing. I am Dr. Boom. He gets some mechs and he can magnetize something onto them. He has another Bring It On left. But have we actually managed to corner this one? It looks like we may have. Too bad that I forgot to rush with the Amalgam. It didn't really matter anyway in the end result. But it would have looked better if I had rushed with it. Because it gave him potential outs. He didn't actually have cards to... Because I could have removed the mech on board, so if he had something to magnetize onto that, that would have been a problem. But... turns out this was fine. The strategy was the correct one. Okay, did you try Big Hand Elemental Mage? No, I haven't tried that. Not really planning to either.
In the light's name.
That's a zoo, alright. I have to coin the Kelesset, because I have to try to challenge this Light Warden. Now if he doesn't have a Void Walker, or if he doesn't Soulfire the Kelesset, then I can get the Light Warden killed. Oh, this is even better, I get a value trade on the Light Warden. This is what I like to see. Any use in healing up this Kelesset now? I guess I can. Unlikely to make a difference, but... I have a dragon to activate the Duskbreaker. I had a Kelesset. Both Acolytes were drawn before Kelesset. Do I still want to keep the Amalgam? Amalgam survives the Librarian. Glimmerroot doesn't. I already have a Duskbreaker activating Duskbreaker. So I want to play the Amalgam this turn. Because it contests the board. It also leaves through a Duskbreaker if he goes like really wide. Assuming there's nothing with Divine Shield, so I don't have to. But there can be 4/4, so Duskbreaker doesn't work that well when once he gets those 4/4s going. So even though I have a great hand, but he has a great hand too. And next turn he could Fungal Mancer these. Let's say he does. That will have 4 health, that will have 6 health. Goes down to 3 health. I still have a pretty decent line here. With Duskbreaker next turn, even if there's a Fungal Mancer. So let's Glimmerroot. I think I can do better. I can do better than just deny that. Flame Imp is definitely a card he has in his deck. I'm going to play that too. Let's start really fighting for this board. Fungal isn't even that good here. I don't think he's going for a Fungal.
In the light's name.
Rewarded. Well, but I just didn't think it was necessary to. You going Duskbreaker now would have been a bit overreacting. Happy Ghouls are nasty. 1 Happy Ghoul and 1 Soul Infusion. I do have a board clear here, but there's Soul Infusion minion in hand. But I think I'm taking the board clear now. Something like Saronite Chain Gang would be nasty. But we're taking the board clear. And then we get to see about that. I mean, if there's a Fungal Mancer follow-up, like Chain Gang into Fungal Mancer, that's not bad either. Do I actually have to drop the second Duskbreaker on this board now? I think I do. That's a scary board. Not my favorite move of all time. Does deny Fungal Mancer unless he wants to Soulfire the Duskbreaker. And he might. Can he then out-tempo me? I mean, I go Spiteful Summoner maybe next turn. Is there a Soulfire? He's preparing for a Fungal Mancer play, right? The only answer here is a Spiteful Summoner. Ooh, and we get a Mulch Muncher. Nice. I like Mulch Munchers. Mulch Muncher is a nice card. Oh boy, Solarium time. We get to see all the goodies, one after another. Down to 20. I'm going to keep this at 2. This can go down to 1. And we play another Spiteful Summoner. Let's get some more 10 drops out there. Okay. I could use a mind control maybe. Or Cabal would actually be really good. Alright, alright. We get him to go for the trades. Doom God? No. More Happy Ghouls then. Life Drinker. Ooh, that's a good Scale Worm. So we're going Scale Worm into Scale Vein, right? This one trades away the biggest one. Scale Worm can trade away the smallest one. Trade here, we trade there, we trade there. Alright. Well, he still has the Doom Guards or potential Leroy, and the double Soul Fires. So there's still some burst coming. But 17 should be pretty good. I mean, he would need to push face to try to get me low enough so that he could burst me down. 13. 18. Well, I had so many ways to win from there. Then we're finding some more Zeus, maybe? I'm assuming 2 and I'm mulliganing hard for the Duskbreaker here. I have a Scale Worm. Scale Worm can also sometimes do things. Oh, it's even. Then it's a battle for survival in the early game for me. Unlikely to find any value from the Cleric. He's just going to start tapping and sitting. He has the coin, so he can play the Giant already on 3. I can't answer Giant on 3. He doesn't have Divine Shields there, so I might as well play the Blood Knight. That actually gives me a way to answer a Giant on 3. Maybe execute you to be the Savage Big Priest deck. Maybe. So, do we get the Giant? Oh, we got a Twilight Drake. That's annoying. If I play my own Twilight Drake... Yeah, that is really annoying. 1 mana off from being able to steal some attack, hit in, bump into that and heal the Cleric. Generally I would like to steal attack later in this game, but this was... I can only kill that if I throw everything into it. Yeah, I have to play the Acolyte, I know. There's... I mean, just look at this hand, there is no other option. There's absolutely no other option but to play the Acolyte. Because if I throw everything in that to kill it, that's not going to work. If I save the Acolyte, I'm losing this board very early. And if this game goes very late, I'm in a good position in a very late game. This of course doesn't leave me with a good steal plan. But at least he can't play a Giant and kill the Cleric, probably. At least it seems unlikely. I mean, he could like Hellfire this board. Or he can do some kind of... Well, there's no real Defile plays available here. I guess there's 2 Acolytes. Yeah, but he has plenty of high health minions too. Going for that double defile seems pretty awkward. So next turn 8 cards. Just enough to play the giant. He can still play the giant next turn. I can't spend my only dragon. I don't want to spend the scale worm. It's got to be the Kelazet turn. Here comes the giant. He could silence the giant. Silencing the giant is the worst thing that I can imagine right now. If I play Twilight Acolyte and he silences the giant. But then he still can't deal with the Acolyte, right? He played both Defiles. Next turn I can play the Cabal. If he doesn't silence. Let's try. Oh, he's going to have Hellfire in that deck. If he silences, he doesn't have the mana to kill the Twilight Acolyte, right? Spirit Bomb deck. And that could work. Okay. This went nice. Because now I can play the Cabal. So he's not going to get a chance to silence the giant. I don't want to give him a chance to silence his own giant. I much prefer this giant to be on my side of the board. I might silence it myself. I'm unlikely to do that, but it's possible. Next turn you silence the giant. But if I silence the giant, I cannot silence the 7/7s. So it's a pretty close call. But I can't put the giant to 6 health either, because then that would give him a... No, he can't play Godfrey, of course. It's so clean for the mana. But I don't want to overextend. I think what I'm doing is this. No, what I'm doing is this. Now the giant does go down to 6 health. I mean, I had the opportunity to keep an 8/8 giant and sacrifice just this one. And I'm still uncertain if that would have been better. Because now what if he plays double Hellfire? He can't play double Hooked Reaver. If he taps, he has enough mana to play one. I know there's no double Hooked Reaver coming. There could be Twisting Nether. Some of them run Twisting Nether. Yeah, he did use double defile. So I have 16 plus 5. I have a 20. 16, 21. I have lethal. Okay, let's kill him. It's cool. Took me a while to figure out that, hey, I'm actually a priest. I'm playing a matchup where I'm on the defense and I have lethal on 9. I think I'm keeping the Duskbreaker here. Well, I'm obviously keeping the Duskbreaker. It's not like... Duskbreaker is just so good. If I could have like 4 or 6 Duskbreakers, I would. I would play 6 Duskbreakers in this deck, I think. Yeah, I'd totally play 6 Duskbreakers in this deck. Such an overpowered card. But because it's in one of the worst classes right now, then it kind of evens out, right? Mage who kept 2 cards. I'm feeling uncomfortable already. He also has the coin, so I can't even use that to check for counter spells. Not that I can do much else anyway. If you take an imaginary test, which cards would you play 6 copies of? I mean, lots of good cards you don't play 6 copies of. You wouldn't play 6 copies of Elise. You wouldn't play 6 copies of... Mind Control. Lots of cards you wouldn't... You probably wouldn't play 6 copies of Cleric. But is this a Big Spell Mage now? If I use Glimmerroot and I guess wrong, but Glimmerroot is the only play I have, so let's try to guess right. Oh, that's a selection. I'm guessing he has Dragon's Fury. Alright, it's a Big Spell Mage. That was actually a pretty good selection because we got to know, is it Exodia? We got to know, is it Elementals? But it's Big Spells. Big Spell Mages run Giggling Inventors nowadays, so I think I want to hold on to the Blood Knight. 6 copies of Dragon's Fury. Who knows? I find my Spitefuls, that's good. Well, I need to play the Scalebane here. This will force some kind of answer. Meteor is pretty clean. Dragon's Fury is obviously very clean. Lots of good ways for him to deal with this. Let's see which one he goes for. I could save Harrison for... He goes for the Coin Meteor play. I like this. I like this a lot. Because Meteor is the best card he has to deal with Spitefuls. I could have saved Harrison for potential Lich King weapon. But I think this might be fine. I don't play the Cleric out there yet. Harrison alone is not that scary. Time to go Spiteful. He just threw 1 Meteor into relatively small minions. Oh, but Dragon's Fury can deal with an 8/8. Dragon's Fury can deal with an 8/8. This is nice too. Buys time. Blizzard is best now. Well, he did that already. So yeah, but I mean, it's not like I have many ways to prevent him from doing that. I don't want to Duskbreaker away the Artificer. I think I'll draw a card now. What if he Flame Strikes? It's fine. I want the card. It's not like I can easily get multiple cards anyway. Let's see what kind of... Forced to play second Spiteful? No, not time to play second Spiteful yet. Because he could still have a second Blizzard. So, Twilight Drake Kelesset. Or just the second Spiteful now that he played both Blizzards. Yeah, this is a good old Spiteful Priest. Now that I've seen both Blizzards. Yeah, I think I need to Spiteful. I'm just thinking whether I want to heal the Mulch Muncher or play Kelesset. I probably want to heal the Mulch Muncher, to be honest. I want to play this on this side. Yep, let's grab a nice Deathwing over here. Deathwing is sweet. I like Deathwings. Next AoE piece. We've seen 2 Blizzards, we've seen a Meteor. Another Meteor maybe. Dragon's Fury. Hope to roll a 7. He had both meteors. So he had the answer. Kind of anyway. I don't have a way to protect the Mulch Muncher. He can attack and flame strike. I don't have a taunt minion. I think I'm trading this away. Then I can heal this up. And I can play Twilight Drake, kill as it. This puts the most health on the board. I mean, this plays around Flame Strike. Dragon's Fury is the obvious still an answer. He has already had 4 of his 8 AoE spells in top half of his deck, so does he have more? And this plays around 2 of those 4. So this leaves him with only 2 more outs. And those outs are the Dragon's Furies. Which then must not roll Polymorph. So if I do Blood Knight into Duskbreaker, Dragon's Fury is the problem. Does he have Dragon's Fury?
Glory to the Sindora.
We're about to find out. Now my priorities changed to healing the Blood Knight, because then the Dragon's Fury would still have to roll the Flame Strike. But then now he can also just Flame Strike and kill everything else but the Blood Knight. Or he can have this. He has had a lot of removal in hand. I have to say, he has had a lot of removal there. If I play both of my dragons, I can no longer activate the Twilight Acolyte. I have 2 more dragons in the deck. I just don't want to play both of my dragons, that's the thing. But I think I must. Okay, we have seen 2 meteors, we've seen 2 blizzards, we've seen a Dragon's Fury. Do we get to see a Flame Strike this turn? Or we might also get to see such Jaina. And we get to see the Lich King. Too much removal. So much removal. Too bad I mean, 13 cards left. Cabal and both Mind Controls are in the bottom again. This is the same that happened against Taunt Druid, by the way, did you notice? Once again, I can't draw any of those 3 cards. This time I had Spiteful though, so it wasn't that bad, but that's seriously bad that I can't find steal cards against slow decks by the time I'm more than halfway through my deck.
Oh, a shadow.
If he has Flame Strike this turn, that's a board clear again. So does he have Flame Strike too? He has had 2 meteors, he has had 2 blizzards, he has had a Dragon's Fury. Does he now have Flame Strike? Or another Dragon's Fury? He has 3 outs. He has 3 outs in the deck. He has already spent 5 of them. He has already spent way more than half of them. On average, at this point, he doesn't have it. You've answered to Alana. Yeah, until fatigue. Or until I draw all of my spells. On average at this point he doesn't have the answer. But it's pretty close. He doesn't have it. Pinging that is meaningless. I'm going to heal it anyway. Oh, actually it's not. Yeah, it's not meaningless. True, sets up for potential flame strikes. Sets up for a flame strike top deck. I have to play the Twilight Drake, right? I have to play the Twilight Drake. So I don't see how you can consider that bad. Oh, there's a Geddon in hand. So 13 damage. This might bad until they draw Jaina. I also kind of don't want to give him an opportunity to play Jaina. That's the thing. I'm thinking of jamming that 13 to face. It's a little uncertain here because this is my last dragon. If I play this I can't activate the Acolyte or the Scale Worms anymore. I was able to set it up so that he can't play Jaina. But Dragon's Fury and it's a Flame Strike. I like Geddon here denies his Geddon. How does it deny his Geddon? He still has the Geddon if I play Geddon. I mean, what? His Geddon would have just killed him. No, Geddon was never correct there. Summon a random minion with a cost equal to your hand size. I have to keep up the pressure. Because he dies. Yeah, but the way I did, he needed to get AoE or he dies. So he has Flame Strikes left in the deck. I need to play the Astromancer, right? I think I have to play the Astromancer. Astromancer is the only play I have that keeps up the pressure. But he can play Jaina if he top decks it now.
Daughters of Flame, awaken!
Well, that's Alana. So I need to Dragon's Fury this one. And then I need to play the Scale Worm.
Trivial.
That's a big AoE piece. Then I need to play this. So that I can threaten lethal, but Flame Strike top deck is good here. Jaina top deck is good here. He has plenty of good top decks right now. The only bad thing is the Geddon.
Are flawless. You win.
Got it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.